Welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Guy Minton. Today we are sitting down in the Bourbon Bunker with Mr. Nick and Mr. Stephen J. And this is Nick Hayden, our usual guest, not Nick Brock. But Nick, what's up?
Nothing. It is hot as balls outside.
We
today.
like to say hot as the devil's balls.
Oh, man, it is. I think it's like record heat right now. I think heat index is 105.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Yeah, I mean, when you walk from the car to, the bunker and you start sweating profusely, like, there's issues.
I just sweat when I open the door. It's bad. I mean, it's hot. We had a roofer come over and look at our house today because we had some storm damage from, I guess, like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And he's up there and he's climbing around. He got down. This little squirrely, skinny dude, he's drenched in sweat, man. He wasn't up there but like 15 minutes, even that.
Well, the humidity, like I wear glasses. I have contacts, but I wear glasses. But going from inside where we have it set, like 72, which feels like a cooler right now, going outside, my glasses like fog up and get moisture. So I have to like wipe it's just a hot mess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100% with you. Steven, what's up, brother?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Is it a nightmare today?
No.
It's all good?
It's all good.
All right. So these next couple episodes we're going to do, these are what I'm going to call Nick's picks, because this is all up Mr. Hayden's alley. He loves the today we're going to do some Smoke Wagon, and then next week when we sit down and talk, we're going to do, what are we doing, Blue Run? Something like that?
Some Blue Run.
Yeah, so let's concentrate now on the old Smoke Wagon. Nick, I'm going to let you tell us, what are we drinking today, my man?
So Smoke Wagon is out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Aaron is the distiller out there. All sourced right now, so it's MGP. It's a 60-36-4, so it's definitely a high rye. We got 3 different batches, so we're going to go with the straight bourbon whiskey, which is you kind of got this long bottle. I tell people it has this sticker on it. Then you go with the more ornate bottles in the small batch, which jumps up to about 100 proof. 50%, and then you go to the Uncut, Unfiltered, which again you have that nice ornate bottle, black wax. This one is batch. I think we're doing 39, sitting just above 115 proof. The thing with the Uncut, Unfiltered is some people don't know this, but the original batches they didn't have stickers on them, so they didn't have a batch. So I think the first batch that actually had a sticker on it, I think it was number 23 or number 24. Before that, they would just batch it up and send it out, so you'd kind of have to go off of proofs.
Well, that's good to know. So
So Uncut Unfiltered has again they have the dark brown bottle. Uncut Unfiltered has the black wax. The small batch has the gold wax, and then there's some other variations. You got the Desert Jewel, which is really difficult to find. It has the blue wax. It's a 10-year. And then you go into your single barrel picks, which is the red wax. So those are ones like your club picks. I think we had a local group about a year and a half, 2 years ago pick.
LBC? No, it was the Hounds.
Yeah.
It was the Hounds, yeah.
And then you go into your rare and limited, which is the one with the paper labels, and then the metals. So there's like the Elevator. I don't know. There's like five or six of them now. There's like the blue, red, black. It's hard to keep track of them. But
Elevator, yeah. Is there an escalator?
Could be.
I prefer the escalator, man.
But we're doing the main 3, the usually the ones that people can get a hold of. It's not distributed here in Kentucky, so typically you can get it on like Mash and Grape and Sealbox. They will ship here, or sometimes over in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Arizona, Nevada, and Illinois is a really good spot if you happen to find it. Colorado, I've heard good things about Colorado.
So my partner in crime that I work with, she was in Chicago last weekend, and she brought us back some bottles for me and Josh and Matt. You said you had plenty, so I didn't bother. And Steven, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Well, the new ones...
It's okay.
Yeah, his feelings are hurt.
I just realized that I did forget to add Steven to that text thread.
Do you need me to get you a tissue?
No, I'm all right.
Feelings are hurt. We're going to open up the feelings journal.
I'll be writing tonight.
Yeah. So the new ones, I think there's an announcement about 2 months ago. I think they are running low on the brown glass. I mean, obviously everyone knows there's a glass shortage. So they've transitioned for the next 6 to 8 months to the clear bottles, and I think that's probably the reduced cost. Another tidbit is usually the Uncut Unfiltered has like 6, 8, 4, 6, and 10-year up to 12-year in their batch, whereas the small batch is more like the 4 to 6 clear
Gotcha.
juice.
All right, let's dive in on this. You said the first one's a whiskey?
Yeah, so this is a Smoke Wagon Straight Bourbon whiskey.
Straight bourbon whiskey. So it's still bourbon. It's not,
Yeah, and I think that's probably because it's MGP and it probably
No, I get it. Yeah. So I dove in on this one. The nose is actually, it's pretty good. I was expecting it to have a little bit more legs to it. And not that it doesn't have good legs, but...
Yeah, it's just kind of thin. It's a little thin.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some legs that just hang onto the glass. I mean, it's still on there. It's just, again, it's thin. It's a little lighter of a color. It's almost like this light golden hue color.
Yeah, for sure. But the nose is just, it's not what I would typically, for MGP. Like, it's a little off flavor, or it's off flavor profile because I've already taken a small sip, but it's also got a different nose to it. Do you think that's from the Las Vegas heat?
Probably. I mean, honestly, the way that heat. I mean, I assume they don't get climate controlled, and I haven't been out there in like 2 years. So last time I checked, I don't think they have climate controlled units. So I assume all that heat is just drawing that bourbon out, and I don't know if they have low yield or how they get that bourbon back in. Get those notes back in. So I assume that's probably why you get a little more of the wood notes. I'd speculate.
I was going to say, this one's got a lot of wood to it. It's got a great caramel on it up front. The mid-palate's super, super smooth. And then the finish is really, really nice on this one. Of course, it's lighter proof. Go ahead, Steve.
I would agree. I enjoyed the nose very much.
Yeah. It's a much different than your typical MGP, though.
Yeah. This is one of those that I can take to a party, and I don't feel bad. Like, none of these really. If you mix it, I mean, it's fine. On the rocks is fine. I prefer it neat. Again, you get a lot of those wood notes. It's light, sitting, about 95 proof. So it's not super heavy. It does pack in some flavor. So I think retail is $26 to $35, depending on where you get it.
So I put a couple of drops in this for the second taste on this one, and it brings a little bit more of the fruit out on the nose, almost like a little bit of apple and maybe like a plum, something like that. But so I'm curious to see what it tastes like after that water drop there.
I think it really improved the nose, and I like the nose to begin with, but it's got more depth to it.
Yeah, and it just went sweet with the flavor with a little bit of water, and just not a whole lot of anything left to it. It just a little bit of caramel and no finish at all. I mean, just finish went away with water. Yeah,
I mean, it's just one of those easy pours. I mean, this is one of those you could probably have on a hot summer day, and, I don't think you'd get in too much trouble.
100%. I'm right there with you. All right. The second one is the straight, small batch straight whiskey, and you said this one's 100 proof? Yeah. So I will say, I did get the clear bottle with what she brought down, but these like darker. I mean, would you call like a root beer color glass or like a?
Yeah, just just like a tinted. Like
it's not amber. It's not
like a beer bottle glass.
Yeah, like a beer bottle glass. Yeah. I do. I love the bottles on these things.
Yeah, no, they're very distinctive. Like when you go, and whoever designed it and did that with Aaron, it's a very distinctive bottle. Like what you're getting. Like it's hard to be like, hey, I need the ornate bottle with a wax medallion.
Do you have any of these empties?
Yeah,
you do. You want to give away some of them?
Why didn't you?
I think we're going to make lamps out of them.
Okay.
For the Education Foundation. Okay. Josh was looking for some unique bottles to turn some lamps on. So
we'll go downstairs in the bunker of the bunkers.
The bunker of the bunker and see what you got?
Yeah.
So the nose on this one's, it's more reminiscent of MGP, which is weird. Like you get a little bit more of the pear, some of those leather hues.
Yeah, and I think that's because it's not as proofed down, and we're only talking 5 proof, but usually, that 100. Yeah, I like that 105 to 115 range.
Right.
And we're sitting right at 100. I don't think it dilutes it as much, and you have some older stuff in this. Again, you got that 4, 6, maybe some 8-year stuff into this.
Yeah, then maybe that makes the big difference in that situation. Dive in on the taste and see what this bad boy tastes like. What do you got, Steven, while I'm tasting this?
I agree with you on the nose. I get much more of the pear kind of fruit on it. Very, very delicate, but very pronounced too.
Yeah, this is one where the rye. So again, that high rye, I think it really kicks in on that mid palate. Like you get it, and you get that flavor, that sweetness on the front, but as soon as it hits that mid to the back palate, you can be like, dang, high rye.
Yeah.
Like automatically out the gate.
And I'm actually getting some of the high rye on the front, like just at the very, very tip of my tongue. It's almost like when it hit, and then it kind of went, like you said, it moved straight back to that mid part of your palate. But the finish is still really smooth, though. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's still only 100 proof, I guess, and maybe with me being such a high proof person that really, really enjoys the high proof stuff, that like I'm just shocked. But really, really good overall flavor for sure on this one.
Yeah, this is usually my go-to. I think it packs as far as the Smoke Wagon. I mean, I really like the picks, but as far as like the everyday Smoke Wagon drinker, usually I go with the small batch. I think it packs the flavor you need. Price point, I think, is $45 to $55 on these. Last time I checked. So again, they can be obtainable. Just a nice, again, on the rocks is fine. This is one that I would probably recommend neat. It's sitting right at the proof point, but mix it with a cocktail.
So I added a little water too. We're gonna see if it pops that rye. I'm just kind of curious. The nose doesn't change a whole lot when I added water, so I'm anxious to see what this tastes like.
I definitely get more rye on the back end.
Yeah, absolutely. The finish really accentuates that high rye, but the mid palate, you almost lose every bit of the mid palate. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean it kind of falls off. It transitions really quick, and then it kind of hangs on, and then I said not a super long finish. Again, we're talking a $45 bottle. 6-8
But the
year.
finish is still much longer. With a little bit of water.
Yeah, than the
straight.
straight.
Then it was straight, and then even more so than, like you said, the straight whiskey. So that's I don't know, science, man. Science just fools me every single time. Get a little sip of water here, and we'll dive into this Uncut Unfiltered. So the Uncut Unfiltered, so those aren't obviously not store picks. This is their small batches that they do in the Uncut Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Do you know how many barrels they do with these? Are they 10, 15, 20 barrel batches, or do you know?
I don't have the answer to that. I was going to say, if you were going to run a good flight, I think this is a solid flight. I'd also run this against your Buffalo Trace. Like run Buffalo Trace against your straight, small batch, barrel proof versus Uncut Unfiltered. And the results will be surprising. I've done it 4 times, I think. It's interesting. It's a fun little blind.
So what do you run the Uncut Unfiltered up against? Just standard Buffalo Trace?
Barrel proof.
Barrel proof.
So Buffalo Trace and straight, and then your small batches go against your small batch, and then your barrel proof versus your Uncut Unfiltered. And I've run the.
But what Buffalo Traces are barrel proof?
E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor. So,
gotcha.
So Buffalo Trace, E.H. Taylor.
Gotcha.
Sorry, my bad.
Gotcha. No, I just want to make sure I understood what you were talking about. So
I'm an idiot.
No, it's all good. You were just talking about Buffalo Trace products in general. I was like, are you talking about Stag Junior? Like, I was like, I would not compare any of these to Stag Junior.
No.
But that's what everybody says. Everybody says, Buffalo Trace is. I mean, Stag Junior is just Buffalo Trace Uncut Unfiltered, basically. I don't know if that's true or not.
I would not run this against the Stag Junior.
Yeah, no.
No, but the barrel proof I would run against, and I have.
Like their single barrels,
no,
or
like
that
the barrel
the Uncut
proof.
Unfiltered.
Yeah, the Uncut Unfiltered against the green tube barrel proof. I've run batch 9 and batch 10.
Oh, against the barrel proof E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you were saying you ran it against the Stag Junior. You're saying you wouldn't run it against the Stag Junior, but you ran it against the E.H. Taylor, which I agree. I think I probably would. Just off the nose alone, this nose is much, much better. It is a little alcohol-y, though.
Yeah,
it's got a little alcohol.
It comes
to
in a little hot. It is a little hot off the nose.
But I'm definitely getting like some good, nice little undertones, like some vanilla, a little bit of cherry, pear.
Again, that high rye, if you like that nice rye, I mean, this one holds on with more of those fruit flavors, and then that rye just hangs on. And this finish, I think, lasts longer than all the rest. I mean, it'll give you that nice Kentucky hug.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's got a great mid palate. It's like caramel and almost like some toffee, a little bit of that sweetness. Man, that's a really good pour.
I get fruit notes, too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Kind of like a caramel apple pie or...
Yeah, I'd say apple or
like
pear
that.
for sure, yeah. I think those are definitely the two I would pick out in that situation.
Especially if you get some of those spices in there.
Have you ever had pear pie?
I have not.
No.
I think I need to make one.
I've had apple and peach.
I've had
I mean,
apple.
I've had a lot
peach.
of pies, but I've never had a pear
I've never
pie.
had a pear pie either. But I'm sitting here. I was just literally just thinking.
That sounds pretty good.
That's what I was like. I was like, has anybody ever had pear pie? 'Cause I've never tried pear pie.
Can we put an ISO for pear pie?
Yeah, ISO pear pie.
I'll give you my address.
We need somebody in the Midwest or the South to make us a pear pie. I think that's a fair assessment, right? Midwest or South.
Can we get like those little cross-checked, with
You
the
want the
little
lattice?
crust?
Yeah, lattice crust.
Yeah, might as well go all out, right? With little cinnamon.
I don't know. I'm thinking like Dutch apple, but only
Ooh.
pear. You get that little brown sugar crust, on the top, a little bit of caramel.
Little crumblies.
I wonder what Robin's doing. I wonder if she can whip up a pie real quick.
She'd have to go to the grocery store, make pie, get a crust. Now, does your wife do like homemade crust, like straight butter and?
I'll be honest, we don't cook pies.
You don't cook pies?
We now she does make some mean cookies. Like she does like the gooey butter. She does like 3 cookies, and they're all really really good.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
I love cookies. I made cookies for a long time. My wife makes a really good chocolate chip cookie, but we make a little bit of everything. My personal favorite of the family is the Rolo cookie. We make a double fudge cookie and stuff a Rolo in the middle, and then bake it, and then we cover it with cinnamon sugar and pecans. Outstanding.
I think my heart just like I could feel the arteries just constrict.
Oh, dude, it's delicious. I remind me, we only make them during between the holidays. So basically, we start Thanksgiving week, and then we run them through Christmas.
So I need
to bring some.
So I need to send like a Christmas card.
Absolutely,
to you,
just
and it's like, oh, by the way,
like just Rolo cookies, please. That's all you have to say. Rolo cookies, please, and I'll make sure I bring them. So
A box, a self-addressed.
yeah, I'll even send you a box.
Yeah, no water on this one either. I just.
Yeah,
it honestly killed the nose.
Yeah, no, I would not add water to this. At this point, if you add water or a cube, you might as well just go small batch. I mean, that's my take. I mean, this bottle is, I think it's 75 to 85 if you can find it. And then again, when you can't get it here, so in order to get it here, you have to pay $15 shipping. So just keep that in mind.
It's almost smoother than the small batch was. With a little water, like it's just weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very unique. Like I said, I like the small batch. There's people that like the Uncut and Filtered. I think both are great. I look at it from what I get for the value. So for me, that small batch is like my everyday. I'll treat people to Uncut and Filtered, and then I'll take the straight whiskey to parties all the time.
Good deal. All right, so I think we've got this as. And I'm just assuming this is unanimous. Uncut and Filtered is the best. Second would be, the small batch straight whiskey, and then the last one would be, just the standard straight whiskey. Now that being said, I think I would go cocktail. I'd go with the second one, which would be just the standard small batch. I think it's got enough of the rye in it that you can really, really make a good cocktail with that. Whereas the other ones, I don't know. I'm afraid they might lose something. It's weird.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you. 1, 2, 3, and then again,
2, 3, 1 on a cocktail.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really weird. I would have never expected, but I felt like 3 with any kind of water at all, it just lost all of its punch.
Agreed. I'm not a cocktail person, but I think.
Didn't you say you had an old fashioned or a Manhattan the other night? It was not you.
That was not me.
Okay, that's all good. I couldn't remember. I was talking to a group of people, and I thought you were in the group, and I thought that you'd mentioned that you had. As a matter of fact, I thought it was a Manhattan, and I was like, I don't do vermouth.
I've never had a Manhattan. And
Good for you.
And the last old-fashioned I had was in May at Willett. So
there you go. Spank my ass and call me Charlie. All right, so 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1 is regular. We want them all neat, but if you're going to do a cocktail, do number 2.
Yes.
Fair assessment?
Yeah, I
agree.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, all right. That's our review of the latest Smoke Wagon bottles here. Like Nick said, they're sourced MGP. They're moved to Las Vegas, set up in a rick house. We assume they get a large angel share once they get out there because it's hot as Hades. I wonder how the dry heat works versus the
like Louisville heat.
Yeah, the Louisville humidity
know.
heat and how that affects the barrels.
Science. Hashtag science.
Hashtag science. We need to call Aaron and see if we can't get him on the show. All right. So if you want to follow Bourbon Barrel Talk, you can do that at our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. You can also email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you can catch all of our downloads and all of our episodes as soon as they hit. We're hoping to get some video to you real soon. This is Scott, Nick, and the legend signing off. Peace out.